Good afternoon, folks. Big Bo here on a hot summer day here in Ringgold, Georgia. But I'm going to bring you a great deal. This is a 1999 Winnebago Chieftain 36L rear engine diesel Class A. Only 60,000 miles. This is a nice motor home for the age. And folks, I have a hard time believing it, but 1999 was 18 years ago. But for an older motorhome, this thing's in extremely good condition. It's got a slide out, 60,000 miles, diesel generator. I've got it running right now, powering everything up. And I'm gonna tell you, to be this age, it is a nice motorhome and well cared for. It is a 36.5 foot long. I like the way they've got the bus style doors, the trim, and of course Winnebago, folks. I own one myself. I'm gonna tell you, can't go wrong with them. They're the only brand that build 80% of their own parts in-house. They don't buy aftermarket parts and put them together like other brands do. They manufacture 80% of their own parts in-house. What you can get from that, folks, is simple. You buy a 99 model in another brand and you need a part for it from the factory. They're not going to have it. It's going to be obsolete, no replacement available. Run into it every day. You buy a 1999 Winnebago and they say you need one of those cargo doors. You give them the VIN number off the coach, they'll sell directly to you, and they'll send you that exact same door. I mean, no other brand does that, folks. They're also one of the few brands with a standard molded fiberglass roof. So you don't have to go up there and seal it every year like a rubber roof. It's got the Alcoa wheels instead of the wheel covers, full basement storage. You can open these things up. They got tons of storage. I believe this one should have a little outside entertainment center. Got some vacuum cleaner attachments since it does have the vacuum. That's a full length. Got a little table that pops out, little AM FM cassette stereo, TV hookups, and 110 plug-ins. And you can see the bays are clean. They're not stained up or anything like that. 36.5 foot long, which is actually relatively small for a Class A diesel. Got a 7,500 watt Onan diesel generator. Runs perfectly. It's built on a Freightliner chassis, so you're never going to have any problem finding somebody to work on it, because a Freightliner chassis is the most common chassis out there for RVs. It's kind of like finding a diesel mechanic that can't work on a Freightliner chassis is like finding an automobile mechanic that can't work on a Ford. I mean, it's what most diesel mechanics learn to be a diesel mechanic on, was a Freightliner, because there's so many of them out there. And they're great chassis too. Parts are readily available, service is readily available. It's got a Cummins ISB 275 horsepower turbo diesel engine, which is the workhorse of the fleet of the Cummins lineup. Over 1 billion road miles have been placed on ISB Cummins diesels. They're probably one of the most readily available, one of the most popular choices for RVs. Over 600 pound-feet of torque. It's got a lot more torque than a gas burner. It may not have the horsepower of a gas burner, but let me tell you something, folks. You line this one next to a gas burner on a hill. The gas burner can have 340 horsepower Workhorse in it. Take off going up that hill, this thing's going to pull ahead of it and stay ahead of it. That's because of that torque, and that's where your power comes from. And the over 600 pounds versus 440, there's no comparison. And you can see, folks, look how good that exterior looks. Now, I know it's 18 years old. It's not perfect. Some of the stripes are starting to crack and peel a little bit, like any 18-year-old vehicle is going to do. But I promise you, folks, you're going to look at 100 1999 Chieftains. Of course, there's not that many out there for sale, but if you could find that many and look at them, I promise you this will be in the top 5 as far as condition-wise. Great brand. Windshields look great. Fiberglass roof. Got the hydraulic leveling jack. 7,500 Onan diesel generator that runs great. Got a LumaGuard patio awning. Now, folks, this unit's going to include a major systems check by our certified RV techs that will be completed after purchase. So we're not just selling it to you and giving you the keys and say, take the good with the bad, unless you want us to. In that case, we'd discount the price. But for the price we're asking for this motorhome, folks, it's going to go through our shop. It's going to have an inspection done on it, and I'll go over that here in a minute. And like I said, it is 18 years old. You've got a little bit of stripe issues there. I don't want any surprises. Nothing that affects the functionality of it whatsoever, but just letting you be aware of it. Sitting on some big Michelin tires, which to me is a good sign. When somebody takes an 18-year-old motorhome, or 17 or 16, however it was when they put the tires on it, and spent almost twice as much putting Michelin tires on this thing over a cheap no-name brand, that means they care about the unit. And you can really tell that in the condition of the interior as well. But no delamination. The generator runs perfectly. The airs are cold. Like I said, it's got that kind of ripple bus style look like a Prevost has. Something they don't do anymore, folks. Let's take a look inside. As we step inside, I want to show you something, folks, before we step inside. I want to show you how well this thing cools off, because it is hot today. On the gravel, 114 degrees. On the motorhome body, on the roof, 150. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's 115 degrees. So it is hot out. Now, it's not 115 degrees, that's the heat index on the fiberglass. So that's what the air conditioners are having to battle to keep it cool in here. And I'm gonna tell you, it's like stepping into a walk-in refrigerator in here, folks. I mean, it is ice cold. Look how clean it is. Got the books and manuals, extra keys. 60,000 miles Sony backup camera. Got the road relay engine monitor system. I'm gonna tell you, now I know today that's nothing out of the ordinary, but back then that was a $3,000 or $4,000 option. It's an engine monitoring tool, so you can check your fuel mileage, check your engine performance, RPMs, oil changes, stuff like that. In 1999, that was pretty cutting edge technology. HWH hydraulic leveling jacks. They've got a CB in here, and before you ask, I think that's some kind of CB talkback speakers right there that they've got in here that somebody's added on, so we're just going to leave them. Now, folks, that stuff like that somebody's added on, of course, I'm not going to guarantee. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And most of you are probably going to take those off anyway, because CBs are kind of a thing of the past. The only thing they're good for is just to learn some colorful jokes from the truck drivers going down the road. But it is there if you want to keep it hooked up. It's entirely up to you. Got a TV in it, got a manual point satellite system. And I like this too, folks. No hump. You just walk right in, sit down, flex steel captain's chairs. They swivel for party seating. If you park somewhere, you just step right out and walk around like it's nothing. You don't have to go outside or crawl over a hump to get to the back. Here in the back, you've got a VCR DVD crossover. That's a little inverter, so you can run stuff like your TV and your DVD player while you're driving down the road. Fiberglass top roof, so very, very little maintenance. All carpeted headliner and not a water stain anywhere. Deep plush carpeting. Got a recliner. Winnebago actually builds their own furniture and their own cabinets in-house. So this is all Winnebago built furniture. Solid wood cabinets. Of course, that's got their glaze on it, and that glaze is why people are still using Winnebagos from the 60s and 70s, and the cabinets looks just as good as this 1999 model. That's a protective glaze they put on it. Table booth makes a bed. Sofa makes a bed. You've got surround sound speakers everywhere. Corian countertops. Got a laminate floor here in the kitchen. That's just your auxiliary slide out lock right there, which I never use, but it's there if you want to use it. Microwave convection oven combination with a grill, so you can grill in here. I use one of these in my Winnebago, folks. I had to actually install one of these in mine, but you can grill vegetables on it, chicken, fish, steaks, whatever you want. If you're in a hurry or you've been driving all day, you don't want to mess with going out to eat, you don't want to mess with dragging out a charcoal or propane grill, that right there will make a perfect meal for two people, and quickly and easy to clean up. Stovetop looks good. Got the heavy Corian stovetop cover, so it's not going to rattle. Plenty of drawer space, plenty of cabinet space. Generator, 726 hours, which for a diesel generator is absolutely nothing to be concerned about. I've seen those 7,500 diesels with 30 and 40,000 hours on them that still run good. They're like the diesel engine. you virtually can never wear it out. I mean, this thing with 60,000 miles, you take care of it, you keep the maintenance up, and any repairs that it may need down the road, this thing will last you for decades, folks, even if it is 18 years old. That's just because of the diesel. That's the benefit of diesel over gas. You pay more for it, but you get what you pay for when you got a motorhome that'll outlast 3 gas burners. This is a newer Norcold 12 cubic foot refrigerator freezer with built-in ice maker. Folks, this is about a $4,500 refrigerator if you had to replace it. And it's almost brand new, and I've had it on long enough. It's 16 degrees in there. You can see it works. This fridge is maybe a couple of years old, if even that. So obviously you don't have to worry about a refrigerator for a long time. And we're going to check it on gas and electric too, folks. But and it's already getting down into the 60s in the fridge. So in a few hours, this thing's easily going to be at operating temp, and that's on AC. And I'll tell you a little tip, folks. If you're ever in a hurry to cool your fridge off, because these things take several hours to get to operating temp, run it on propane until it gets to the temperature you want it to be, because it almost doubles the BTU on these two-way RV refrigerator freezers when you run it on propane versus electric. So keep that in mind if you're ever in a hurry. If not, just plug it in the night before you take it out. Of course, I keep mine at home plugged up all the time. That way my batteries are charged, my refrigerator's cold, I'm ready to go. The motorhome's ready to go whenever I am. And, you know, you're certainly welcome to do that. In fact, that's the best thing for it. But anyway, got a fantastic vent fan. We're going to step through the bathroom. Nice walk-through bathroom. Got a glassed-in shower. Got a skylight. No water stains around the skylight. Closed bathroom right here. Porcelain upgrade toilet. Overhead vent. Folks, I'm going to tell you, 1999. Of course, that's 18 years ago, so money back then. This thing was a pretty good chunk of change back then. And it's no chunk of change now either, but $140,000 is what this thing costing you, and you couldn't touch a motorhome like this today for that. You would spend over $300,000 to buy the equivalent of this motorhome in a 2017, probably over $350 to buy the equivalent of what this motorhome is in a brand new one. And 140 grand, folks. This unit, of course, is for its age and for the vintage of it. It's got pretty much top of the line for the day. Oh, I was going to show you too. You know how hot it was outside? I'm going to show you what kind of air we're putting out. I mean, it's, you know, we've got that 115 degree sun beating down on that roof. And look what kind of temperature air is coming out of that thing when it's got 115. In other words, if I went up on the roof and shined this on like I did on the hood, it'd show 115 degrees. And it's blowing 32, 31 degree air out of these vents. So incredibly insulated unit. And this is one of them you can leave hooked up for a while and it will stay ice cold. Got your own stereo back here. You got lights, his and her lights, and nightstands, which is a nice feature. Some overhead storage. Got a little TV back here, of course. Your thermostat for your heat and air is back here. Big closet right here. Let's see what we're working with. Got some, looks like this is for the windshield, the sun shields for the windshields. There's your vacuum cleaner attachments. 36L, 1999 model. Sleeps up to 6 people. I'm going to tell you, for the price, this thing's nice. I'm going to save you over $100,000 what this thing cost you 18 years ago. It's only $37,900. That includes an inspection. Now, and how it works is simple. You know, to keep our overhead down, which obviously keeps our prices down, we don't check these units out until they're sold. So you're looking at it just how it came in, besides maybe washing it or cleaning the inside a little bit. This is exactly how it was kept, the condition it was kept in. What we do is after you purchase this RV, it's going to go in line in the back if you chose the inspection. You know, you don't have to have the inspection if you don't want to. You obviously hear the generator work. Obviously the refrigerator and the roof airs work, so you know all the major stuff works. And we drove it 600 miles up here, so obviously it runs and drives good. But what we do is, folks, after you purchase this RV, if you choose the inspection at the $37,900, Once it gets into the back, it goes into line, works its way up to the shop. I don't know how many's in front of it because I don't know when you're buying this vehicle. It could be a week from now, a month from now. Our workload in the shop changes every day, and they're checked out the order that they're sold. So the ones that were sold the oldest or the longest ago are the ones that get checked out first. But once it goes into the back, or in queue is what we call it, when it gets to the shop, my certified RV techs are going to get a hold of this. And when I say checklist, folks, a major systems check, I'll be honest with you, I looked in the books and manuals, and this thing's got tons of it. It's still got the original factory prep checkout sheet, and our checkout sheet on an 18-year-old used motorhome has more items to check and make sure they work than the brand new factory prep sheet does. And what we check out includes, but not limited to, the running and driving, the slide out, the jack systems, make sure they work like they're supposed to. We check the generator, run it for 24 hours. We run the roof airs for 24 hours, make sure they stay cold, make sure they don't overheat and cut off or anything like that. We check all your awnings, we check all your outside bays, make sure they open and close like they should, make sure they lock like they should. We check, excuse me, we check your water heater, your furnace, your roof airs, like I said. We come inside, we check all your furniture, make sure your sofa folds out into a bed like it's supposed to, table booth folds out into a bed. We make sure your refrigerator works on gas and electric. We make sure all your inverters and converters work. We make sure all your lights work. We make sure all your plug-in receptacles work, that everything shows the proper voltage. We check your batteries, make sure they got the proper voltage. We replace them if needed. We check all your plumbing systems out. We check your faucets, your spigots. We check all your lines, your tanks, make sure there's no leaks anywhere. We do the same thing with your propane system. Check your tank. We check your lines, anything hooked to it, like the furnace, the water heater. We check all that stuff. Make sure there's no leaks. Make sure everything functions. And we make sure all your vents work. We make sure you have all your keys that you need with it. I mean, that's that and more. I mean, that just gives you an idea. And we do all of that for the haggle-free price of $37.9. And anything on that list that we find that's not functioning, we repair before you pick it up or we deliver it. So you don't have to worry about getting here and nothing not working on it. Now, folks, all of those, and that also includes a walkthrough or a demonstration by the RV tech that checked it out. So he's going to show you what all the switches do, how everything turns on. He's going to show you that everything works before you buy it, or before you take off with it, and answer any questions you have about it. All that's included for $37.9, and that's a haggle-free price. That's the price it is if you see it on the internet. That's the price it is if you call us. That's the price it is if you travel here from wherever in the United States you're from to look at it in person. The price stays the same. That price is non-negotiable. If you want it checked out and you offer me $37,899 for it, I'm going to tell you to cough up another $1, because the $37.9 price is the haggle-free price. Now, if you want to take the unit without a checkout, without a demonstration or a walkthrough, if you want to buy the unit with none of those services that I just told you about, basically what you see in the video now is what you're getting. You know the air conditioner works, you know the fridge works and the generator works, and there's 2 or 3 lights that don't come on, which they probably just need bulbs, or I'm not finding the right switch. But if you just want to completely take this thing just like it sits, just the way we bought it, take the good with the bad, if there's any bad in it, and you can take it home the same day you purchase it, then we will discount that $37.9 price, because we're not having to pay my RV techs several $100s to check this thing out, plus whatever parts they need to make it pass the inspection. But understand this, folks, you got one choice or the other. You can't get a discounted price and get all those services. It doesn't work that way. And I'm just telling you this because I don't want any confusion or anybody coming up here thinking, hey, I can talk them down once I get there in person. It doesn't work that way, folks. We sold almost 600 RVs last year. We're going to break 600 and probably 650 this year, the rate we're going. we're very specific about how we sell. That's a policy we've had for years and years. We've been in business 49 years, by the way. So, you know, if you can't abide by those policies, then I'm just going to sell it to the next buyer in line. And I'm not trying to be conceited, folks, but there is a nationwide shortage of nice, clean, low mileage motorhomes. The worst I've ever seen in 20 years. And I see dealers asking almost as much for used RVs as new ones because of the shortage. People are hanging on to these things longer. It's kind of like the car business. Used cars, folks, with low miles that are a few years old are just about impossible to find because everybody's hanging on to them longer. Same way with the RVs. I mean, used to people would keep a motor home a year, 2 years, 3 years and sell it or trade it for something else. Now people are keeping motor homes 8, 9, 10 years or longer. So because of the economy, that's just the way everybody's being a lot more frugal, and they're not going out and buying newer RVs every couple of years like they used to. So that's why there's such a shortage right now. And as you look online, you're going to see most all dealers now have gone to new because they're so hard to find used ones. Well, I know we're old-fashioned. We've got 170 used RVs, folks. And to give you a perspective about how unusual that is, if you got a map of the southeast United States and put a thumbtack in Ringgold, Georgia, and scaled it out with a piece of string 500 miles and went around in a complete circle around that thumbtack in Ringgold, that is a 500-mile radius. And that is, we have more used RVs in stock than any dealer in that 500-mile circle. And that's not a fact, that's not an opinion, folks. You can get online and you can fact check that myself. 170 units in stock, more arriving daily, more leaving daily. We sell 1 to 4 units every day we're open for business. These things don't sit around long. And Class A diesels under $40,000 are one of the hardest diesel motorhomes to find that are in good shape. We're going to give you the inspection so you know when you get here everything's going to work. We're not going to charge you any extra fees. $37,900 is the price. It's not $37,900 plus $4,000 or $5,000 in dock fees, acquisition fees, freight fees, tag fees, title fees, prep fees, get ready fees, corporate fees, and all that stuff, folks. Other dealers charge you thousands of dollars in fees on top of the advertised price, basically making you pay several thousand more for the RV, and all those fees are 100% dealer profit, 100% unnecessary to purchase a used or a new motorhome. And 49 plus years in business, folks, that's a long time. We've never charged an extra fee, we never will. So folks, you know, if you're looking for a nice clean diesel motorhome, you're not wanting to spend $70,000 or $80,000, this is a great choice for you. The nice thing about something like this, especially over a brand new one, if you'd bought this thing brand new in 1999 and paid 140 grand for it, drove it off the new dealer's lot, drove it, I don't know, 100 feet down the road, did a U-turn, and took it back to the dealer, said, hey, you know what, I changed my mind, I don't want it, can I sell it back to you? They would give you about $98,000, $99,000 back for it because it became a used RV and it just appreciated that much in 30 seconds. In other words, as soon as you drove this unit off the new dealer's lot in 1999, you lost enough on it to buy and pay for this one free and clear and still have a few thousand left in your pocket. Happens every day, folks. And brand new ones, now that they're over $300,000, now you're talking $60,000, $70,000 in depreciation as soon as you drive it off the lot. And if you buy a new one of these and you finance it, folks, you're stuck in it for another 10, 12 years before you've got the payoff down to right about to what the thing's worth on trade. So this is something that you can buy today for $37,900. Have it checked out, ready to go for you so you can just use it, enjoy it. A year from now, 2 years from now, you may decide, you know what, I want to sell this thing. Buy me a smaller one, buy a bigger one, buy a different class or trailer, fifth wheel, whatever floats your boat. Put this thing back on eBay or put it on RV Trader for $37,900. Watch how quick it sells. And virtually you've lost nothing. And you're not going to do that with a new RV or even some of these later model RVs because we sell these things, we price them to sell. We're a true high volume dealer, and we would rather make a little bit and sell more than other dealers who would rather sell less and make more per unit. In other words, we make our dollar with 10 dimes instead of 4 quarters like other dealers do. And maybe that's one of the many reasons why we've been in business for 3 generations and 49 years. And we are the oldest, largest, and most successful independently owned used RV dealership in the entire state of Georgia, and one of the oldest ones nationwide. 170 RVs in stock, selling almost 600 a year. We don't play around, folks. We do not play around. Call us 706-965-7929. Evenings and Sundays 423-605-6747. Folks, before you buy this unit on eBay or bid on it on eBay, please, please, please call ahead, talk to my non-commissioned salespeople before you do it, and get the current lead time for a Class A checkout, as well as a copy of what we check out and repair if needed for the price you pay. Just eliminates misunderstandings. And we're on 20 of the most popular for sale websites on the internet. So I promise you, folks, thousands of people are going to see this ad in the next 24 hours alone. Hundreds of people are going to watch the video. A very strong possibility somebody will buy it on eBay or any of those other websites we use. And keep in mind, folks, thanks to the internet, this thing's for sale 24/7. You can get on eBay and you can buy this thing at 3 o'clock in the morning when we're closed, or on Sundays when we're closed. It's for sale 24/7 if somebody leaves a deposit on it. Thank you for watching. We have no commissioned salespeople, so feel free to give us a call without any worries about sales pressure, games or gimmicks or drama. You know, we've been doing this a long time. We've got our policy down to an art. We make it simple with no surprises for either one of us. And you're going to get a nice motorhome, whether you take it as is with a discount or you take it inspected for $37,900. This is a nice motorhome. You're going to be well pleased with it. Thank you for watching. We have range nationwide delivery, folks, and limited financing is available with approved credit. Thank you for watching.